Um, Measure X. You could read the pamphlet and you can read social media. Of course, it is a tax. But it also sounds like, just based upon the whole 3 fire trucks and 9 firefighters, it is a tax that we truly need. But what are the details? Well, let me rephrase. Is Measure X a strictly Brentwood thing, or is this a county thing?
It's a county-wide sales tax increment of 0.5%. It's being billed as raising $81 million a year for 3 major areas: the county health system, the fire departments, and I believe more efforts toward the homeless. It's a general tax, which means that it can't be for specific things.
Such
the whole
as,
financing.
okay. I'm sorry for interrupting, but when you say specific things, and you had mentioned that it's for, it's countywide, and I'll just focus on the fire part of it. So it sounds like that money, even if it's individually distributed in the county, East County, which I guess counts Concord, Martinez, Pittsburgh, we would all be eating out of the same trough, so to speak. Correct me if I'm wrong. So when you say specific, are we talking about the monies can't be geared specifically towards us because we need it? Or are you talking, what do you mean when you say it can't be directly distributed to something?
Well, let me get on my podium here.
Jump
the tax structure in the state of California is totally frickin' insane. It really is. A general tax can be passed with 50% plus one of the voters, but it cannot be directed anywhere in the language of the tax. The minute you cite a specific requirement, it becomes a special tax. It requires a 2/3 majority, which is just freaking impossible out here in East County. Well, I've never seen it go really well in any other places except in very, very small homogeneous communities. So that's why it's a general tax. It goes into the general fund. Can't even begin to talk about how it's going to be allocated until after it's passed. When they came to us and asked for the Firebird's endorsement, there was a promise from labor and from our local supervisor that we would have a seat at the table to work on this. So, we're running on trust here. But again, we're open to anything that will reduce the burden on our own local taxpayers.
Right. No, and I appreciate you jumping on the podium because I am woefully ignorant. I will tell you, if I'm watching this or when I watch this for the first time, I honestly would sit there and say, well, why am I going to vote for this tax and hope that it helps me? See, I lean towards, and this is probably going to be the only time I show any preference to anything. I've been, pretty unbiased, but I don't mind spending a little extra money tax-wise. I don't. I may be in the minority in that, but I don't if it's going to help us out. That being said, if it sounds like our best case scenario is that promises are kept, and that's the best case scenario. So at least for this voter, now I'm rethinking Measure X, which is too bad because some money's better than none. But if we're paying dollars to get pennies back, but that's just my opinion. Yeah, I'm interviewing you. I let me jump off my high horse and soapbox at the same time.